Man, I miss the mountains. Miss the desert. Mountain silhouettes in color. There's just... I actually came up here for a video, but I just saw this shot. I'm gonna take it real quick. Well, that was simple. 5.6, 1/25 of a second, ISO 800. Nothing but beautiful color. So now I need to check my phone and see where the sun is coming up. So for that, I'm gonna use Sun Surveyor. Sometimes my glove touchy things work and sometimes they don't. Boy, I was way off. Tip for shooting the sunrise, especially with super long focal lengths, lock your focus down. You don't want that shifting. It's so minute at infinity at 400 millimeters. And then there's a crop too. Lock it down. So I use two different apps to figure out where the sun is. I use Sun Surveyor and I use Photo Pills, and neither one of them are super accurate in the augmented reality. Like if you're shooting a wide angle, it's cool, but when it's more accurate because you have more in the frame. But when you're shooting at 400 plus millimeters, it gets a little difficult with making sure you get it exactly in the frame. So what I do is I line it up as best as I can, and then I wait. I hit record before the sun starts rising, but even as I'm recording, I'll wait until just on the horizon where the sun is, it's going to get super bright, and that's going to be your indication of where exactly it is to nail it down in your composition before it actually breaks. Hopefully I don't mess it up. I wasn't anticipating there would be color. Clouds, it was completely cloudless when I showed up 5 minutes ago, but as in New Mexico custom, clouds can appear about that fast. So if you have low hanging clouds, they're a good indication too, because they're going to get a lot brighter a lot faster than everything else. That was a pretty nice shot too. Same settings, 5.6, 1/25 a second, ISO 100. Classic shot. If you guys have seen my channel, you know, you know that I've been gone for a while from New Mexico, but you didn't know that I'm back. Unless you've just been watching right now. Clearly this is not the East Coast. I haven't had tea yet. Or no, I had a bagel, but no tea. I need to remedy that very quickly because... So sunrise is supposed to be at 7:14. I think it's 7 o'clock. I hope I get the right spot. I was really hoping there's just a couple of tiny little clouds right there. I'm pretty sure that's the technical meteorological term for those type of clouds. And they're right over Silver City. Anyways, I think I was saying something about New Mexico and being back. So I've been gone for a while. I've been in the East Coast. My family, Brittany and Tristan and I did a big trip all the way up to Canada from Georgia, from Atlanta. And, you know, we've vlogged all that. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check out my vlogs. There's a lot of amazing stuff. Went to Acadia, went to Boston, Montreal. A lot of really cool places. Beautiful forests up there. But we're back, and I had to stay in Georgia a little longer than I anticipated for family reasons, family health issues, somebody that I wanted to be there for. But needed to come home, and a lot of changes are coming. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk about that stuff yet, but I will, because it's going to change my photography, even though it's not photography related. Yep, they're lighting up. I'm not sure if it's interesting enough image though, so. The one beautiful thing, another beautiful thing about photographing a place that, oh, that's what I was telling you guys earlier, is that, you know, if you've seen my channel, you've probably seen this. This is the Kneeling Nun. I've shot it about a gazillion times, and it's something that maybe personally I was bored with for a while, but then I realized that it's kind of a really special location, and it's really interesting, especially to people who don't live here. So that kind of gave me a new zeal or zest or whatever motivation for photographing this area again, and being okay with, even if it looks kind of the same to me, knowing that it doesn't look the same to you guys. But if you have seen my channel, you probably have seen the Kneeling Nun before. And I figured I'd try to get a sunrise over it again, because today's my first morning back in New Mexico. And I couldn't sleep, woke up at 6, so yeah, that's nice. Here, let me grab a screenshot for you real quick. Capture. Phone shot. La Capilla in Spanish, that means little church. And then the town and the mountains and the clouds and everything. Really pretty. Just waiting on sunrise. Alright, I had to run over there to grab a couple more phone shots. Alright, it's getting closer to go time now, and some of my AR, and I'm probably maybe because I didn't calibrate it, but it was saying sunrise is over there, but like I said, just use your brain and your eyes. I can see that the sun is definitely coming up over there. So I'm gonna reposition real quick. We got 5 minutes left. I'm gonna grab one more shot of Cook's Peak. And I'm underexposing by almost 2 stops for the sky, even though there's no clouds and everything. It's really bright, and I don't want color banding. So f11, 1/25 of a second, ISO 100 gets me that guy. That was at a little over 200 millimeters. See, now I'm getting the rays right there. That's absolutely perfect. Here it comes. So now I'm gonna zoom in. I'm getting the rays just breaking the tip of Cook's Peak, and that looks absolutely phenomenal. When I go for composition, if I don't know what I'm going to do, then I definitely shoot wider than what I need. That way I can crop it pretty much any way I need to. I don't like trying to figure out, I don't always like trying to figure out composition in there and using grids and all that stuff. It's really helpful if you know exactly what you're doing, but I don't. So I like to shoot a little wider than I need and then crop for compositional purposes. And then usually I'll get more than one composition out of that, like a landscape, 16:9, 4:5, depending on, you know, how I'm shooting. All right, so I gotta stop taking photos now, and I need to start filming. Make sure your camera is locked down super tight. And then when you're doing sunrise video, you definitely want to make sure that you are way underexposed. Shit, take these off. Luckily, this is like amazing. It's not windy today. It's like the one day in New Mexico, there's no wind. All right, see, I'm shaking the crap out of my camera. So no shaking, no wind. We're just gonna film this sunrise now. So it's recording. Locked focus. Severely underexposed. I'm shooting at f16. I probably could have gone down because the sun's obviously still going to be blown out. 1/25 of a second, 4K on the 1DX2, 400 millimeters. There's only a 1.3 times crop on the 1DX2, so my math is no bueno right now, but that's like 500 something millimeters. You know what? I'm gonna switch this lens out. I'll see you guys in a minute. I'm gonna throw the 70-200 on there. Here it comes, there it is. And I'm gonna get a couple shots of that real quick. Got it, back in a minute. Okay, I've got good news and bad news. Let's start with the bad news. I kind of messed this up a little bit. So, I told you to severely underexpose, and I didn't underexpose enough, and I definitely blew the sun out. So, I'm really not quite sure how great of a video that's going to be. And so for me, you guys know, or if you don't know, put your lens caps on tight. One of the ways that I make money from my photography business is stock footage. So stock footage can be amazing, and it can be very lucrative and very passive, which is fantastic. So it's usually worth the effort for getting out here and doing things right and suffering through the 18-degree weather. So that's what I was shooting this for. This morning was stock footage. I figured it'd be a good stock sunrise shot. And for that purpose, I don't think it's going to be good enough because I wanted the sun not blown out. So what I should have done was stopped all the way down to f/22. I backed it up to f/16, and that just blew the sun out. And the sky looked real nice and everything, but I should have known. I've done this a million times before. I've been photographing the sun for 15 years. I should have known to underexpose more than I did. So that just goes to show that even professionals screw up, especially when they don't have their morning tea. But the good news is I did get some really great photos, and I'm just really happy that I came out for the morning anyways, because I love morning times. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's quiet, and I couldn't have asked for more. It was great. I didn't expect to get clouds, so that was cool. It scared me. Camera was turning off. Now we've got the beautiful morning light over the mountains, and I'm about 99% happy, and the 1% happiness is about to come from more tea and some breakfast. Anyways, that's kind of it. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I didn't really have too much going on, too much to tell you guys, other than sorry I've been missing a lot of videos lately. I haven't been consistent. Again, family issues. Family comes first for me. Life changes, all that stuff to be discussed in future videos. But I also wanted to bring you out here this morning because I love New Mexico. I love mornings. I love sunrises and mountains, and show you what I got. So hopefully that helped you, give you some tips on if you want to shoot the sun with long lenses. Do as I say, not as I do sometimes. If you guys have any questions about anything, leave them in the comments below. You know I'll answer them. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've got new videos every week. That's one thing that I have been consistent about. Normally I do 2 videos a week. I try to, but I at least always do 1 video a week, and I've been pretty good about sticking to that, so it's coming. Videos every week. Okay, that's it. I'm rambling. Tea time. I'll see you in the next episode.